Alrighty, we're going to talk about the dynamic of a relationship that works and works well between a man and a woman, how women want it to be, what women won't take, why a lot of men try their hardest and get rejected, and how this is all instinctual, and why so many guys in MGTOW, and let's face it, married guys, think that women are batshit crazy manipulators. And if you're having a lot of man problems, don't then turn around and go, oh, we're not crazy. This is what I was talking about with the implementation being psycho of the way women try to find a man and they go about it in a way that's just all wrong. And, you know, this is the real reason for your man drought. It's not a lack of men. It's a lack of men who are willing to deal with women anymore. And you can all say that MGTOW has a different meaning of the acronym that it actually does, and laugh and joke, and then go and complain about the man drought. You do what you damn well want. I don't give a shit. But I'm just saying, don't mock it when you're causing it, and then complaining that it's happening and you can't find a guy. Just saying. So ultimately, women will always try to get the best guy they can. It makes sense for the survival of their offspring and all those, and the safety and survival of themselves. They're going to try and go for a guy who gives the marketing ideals of being the best guy. A lot of guys who are indeed some of the wealthier guys and more successful guys, maybe nerds who give off a lot of simp, wimp, beta vibes, and women don't go for them. But it's just as young women's minds have been bent to bejesus as being modern consumeristic people with short attention spans. That same thing is why you can get guys who should technically be lower on the pecking order than they are getting women better than you'd expect, because it's not so much what you actually are, it's what you're perceived to be, just like marketing. You know, Coca-Cola's just fucking sugar water. But is it perceived that way? Oh, no. Oh, look, it's you, summer, sun. Oh, gorgeous Coca-Cola. Fantastic. Marketing bullshit. Women fall for the same crap. But see, just as the Quran and the Bible say men should be the head of the household, the man's expected to be the provider. He's expected to be the leader. In a relationship, a man is the one driving the bandwagon and the girl wants to hop on his bandwagon. Of course, they want to get on the bandwagon that's the best. You know, if they can buy Mercedes-Benz with Ford money, they'll do that. You know, but the reality of the situation is they don't want a guy who's an Uber or a taxi. I'm here to do anything for you, dear. Where do you want me to go? See, a lot of this is all based, in a nutshell, the majority of this is based on perceived pecking order. And if she's at the top of the pecking order, that means you're below her, and she loses respect for you. And then she just starts using you up and treating you like shit. You can't be a taxi. You can't be an Uber. You've got to be the bus driver. This bus is heading in this direction. That's where we're going. That's what we're going to do. This is where we're going to stop, and we're leaving right now. And there's none of this holding the bus up for 20 minutes just for her. You know, no. You've got to be a man who knows what you're doing, knows where you're going. You're either being a success or becoming a success. And they're fine with you becoming a success even if you're not one right now. But so long as you're heading in the right direction and you give off the confidence that you are, And if they want to join you, they can. If they want to get on the bus, they can. But the bus is going here. It's not, well, we're going to sit around our taxi and wait so we can take you exactly where... No. You've got to be the leader. And she will want to jump on your bandwagon. And that's how it's got to be. So it's all pecking order. You've got to have the best bandwagon going to the best place. And you've got to be higher than her, because if you're the taxi, then you're subservient to her. What now? You're now lower in the pecking order because you're doing, yes dear, yes dear, yes dear, doing everything she wants. I'm not saying you just completely ignore and treat her like crap, but if you're the one who's in the leader position, that's what she wants. She might not say that. She probably won't. See, part of this problem with women is that men come in with an honest thing with a relationship. Some don't. The guys who know how to play girls don't. The guys who are honest come in honest. They try their hardest. And as soon as you tell her, oh, you're beautiful and I'll do anything for you, and do, now you put yourself in the subservient level, right? And you're now below her in the pecking order, so she gets to pick on you and treat you like shit because you're below her. But they do test, because men come in nice and honest, whereas women come in not manipulative, but it looks to be. Men are open, honest. Women, they want to see who you really are. But they got this idea where it's never sort of like, well, he's honest and he's open. It's almost like as though, well, we've got to test him. We've got to dig into his secrets, find out what he really is. We've got to blimmin' play spy games to work out who the real guy is. Then we think he's all right. So they do tests on you. But see, the way they go about these tests, basically the entirety of these tests are all about your confidence. You've got to have strong, solid, good confidence that can't be shaken. And you say, well, so she wants to see how I handle my job with my boss. She wants to see if my boss likes me. She wants to see if I'm a success gauged by everybody else. She wants to see how... and this is where they screw up. They're not worried. They should be. It makes sense for them to be worried about how the rest of the world views you, how the third party, like they watch you from a third party perspective, how you're interacting with the rest of the world, to see if you are truly confident and you are as high ranking in society as you say, or at least you're going. So what they do instead is something where they'll test you themselves directly. And it's as bad as trying to have a dog that you want to be a good guard dog. And you got your dog there. And you could have a friend who this dog's never met, or someone from your work, or someone come around and try and break in your house, and you test how good the guard dog is by its reaction. That's how men would do it. Women, this is real retard rocket science. Their way of doing it would be to kick the shit out of the dog, and if the dog bites them on the flippin' leg, oh, geez, I've got a good guard dog. And if the dog runs off whimpering, oh, it's a shit guard dog. But see, here's the problem with all of this. Your dog either hates you now and doesn't trust you and is quite willing to attack you, or your dog is scared of you and also hates you now. And at the end of the day, you didn't test if it was a good guard dog. All you done was destroy the trust between you and your dog, and your dog's either scared of you or absolutely hates you. Good job! This is the same way. They test men directly themselves, trying to get you to freak out and falter, trying to drop out on dates, trying to see if you're going to freak out on... Just remain calm and keep in mind that you do not need her. Your existence isn't wrapped around her. It doesn't really matter, because you're already going your own path. If she wants to jump on the bandwagon and come along, that's fine. Do not get upset by any of this shit. Shake off all of these ridiculous little tests, all of these little, and they're always confidence-based things to see your reaction. But instead of seeing your reaction based on how the rest of the world goes with you, they try it personally. And then it's like, well, how's your reaction go if I turn you down and I reject you? And it's like they're coming into a relationship saying we should be in love as lovers, and then they're doing all these tricks to try and shake your confidence and see if you really love them. And you go, yes, I do really love you. Don't leave me. But they didn't. They're actually testing your confidence. And now that you are in love with them and you are scared that they are leaving you, or they didn't turn up on a date, and maybe you said something wrong, and maybe you upset her and you didn't know how you're upset. As soon as you start to look worried, then they've got you confidence-wise, haven't they? And then they decide that you're not a very confident man. How daft is that? They want you to commit, but then they're only interested in you if you are absolutely not afraid that she's not interested in committing, that you are absolutely unperturbed if she's not interested. So they're basically looking for a guy who doesn't give a shit about them and isn't interested in them and couldn't care less about them. And they will hang on like hell to that guy, not the guy who does care about him and is worried about him and does love him and doesn't want to leave and does want them around and does feel a little bit upset when they're not there with him, because that must mean he's a beta. So if you care, you're automatically lower in the pecking order and they can use you up and treat you like shit. But the guy who doesn't need them and doesn't care about them, he's so confident, he's so brave, he'll be brave against the rest of the world. No, he won't be brave against the rest of the world at all. All you've done is just confirm that he doesn't give a shit about you. And that's the guys they hang on to. See how it's so screwed up? I told you. They got the right instinct. Generally speaking, the implementation is horse shit.